Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. So I was thinking, what else can I use from my stash? And I thought, oh, 6x6 papers. And so I'm just going to show you a couple of things maybe that could be done. Very simple. It's been done a million times, but you know, I'm trying to create like a little series here, so I figured why not. I have several 6x6 pads that are front and back. So I thought I would use only those for this. And so for this first little thing we're going to do, we're going to make a tag that goes over the page. So I'm thinking that when I put this in a journal, this is going to be the first page. And I wanted a little something more on it. And so I thought these colors went well. You guys, I don't even really know what I'm going to do as far as decorating, so I'm afraid. I don't know. And I have several things that I want to try and do, and we're just gonna see what happens, you guys. I don't know. We're just gonna see. So these are 6x6. I'm assuming that means if I cut it at 3 inches, it's going to be in half. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's a bad assumption. Things aren't always what they say. Let me just measure real quick and make sure it's actually 6. It is. I know this way is a little longer because they added a little on, at least on this paper pack, for that hole. But I just want to make sure that it was. Because that hole, it doesn't look like I'm cutting it in half. Oh, I didn't go all the way through. I didn't push hard enough. I don't want to mess it up. It was almost all the way through. There we go. Okay. And so what I am going to do for this particular one, get that little stuff that's at the top where it's stuck to the pad. Okay. We're going to do this. Oh, that's not right. Turn it over, Stephanie. Okay. And then let's go ahead and ink them. So this is going to be a tag that hangs over the page, you know, over the top of it. But since you can't make it that long, you know, fold it in half because it's only a 6x6, we're going to put it together with a little hinge. And then, you know, I should have thought more about decorating, but I'm trying to, one of the things that I do is I plan too much and then I end up not making a video at all. So I decided to just make the video. And that's what I've been doing on this series anyway, just trying not to overthink and overplan. And that does mean sometimes I have to get out of my chair a lot. So, you know, all those people at Apple is iPhone, right? All those people that watch me and, you know, because obviously they do. What else would they be doing with their life? You need to make it so that the phone camera can pause. Apparently Samsung knows this. But Apple does, the Apple phone. They don't realize that people might want to actually pause their film, their video. What? I don't even get that. Why wouldn't they know this? So we're going to create a little hinge, but I'm thinking to do it in both sides, like on both sides of it. So what I mean by that is I'm going to do it here, and then when I flip it over, I'll do it there also. I really don't know if that's a good idea, but for just a little bit more stability, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Sorry about this bright paper, but, you know, there's nothing else to do with it, so I figured I would use it for glue. It's too bright to use in a journal. I've tried. I just take it out. I suppose it could be coffee dyed or something. I'm really getting glue all over it too. I figure, hey, it's there. Might as well make use of it. So I know I said no digitals. Well, I'm not showing, I'm using it as a scrap, you know, to put this together. It's not really a digital. This may not be as easy as I thought. I don't know if they're lining up properly, you guys. I'm going to turn that over real quick. No, they're not. My head's probably in the way. Okay, get some of that glue off of there. Okay, so that's one side, and then cut off just a little bit. It would look cute torn also. Oh, I need to fold it this way. I don't know why I inked the other side on that first one. Did I? I don't know. I don't know why I did, if I did. Okay, so I'm doing this on both sides just to make it a little more sturdy, because I have a feeling that it might tear otherwise and not stay hanging over. Okay, get it on there, and then if I made it a little shorter, I would be able to see where I'm trying to put it better. You guys are like, yes, that's what we were thinking too, right? Okay, I'll put a little bit more ink up there. Okay, so then where? This one. I've got, okay, I was like, why is that paper clip there? I think it was just to remind me where I was trying to work. Okay, so this will hang over like this. And oh, I meant to find, I have some colored, I don't know if I have any more. You know, like these things, I found them. Hold on just a second. These, so it can hang on with that. But then what to put on it, I don't know. See, I didn't plan that. I do have, I got, sorry about the reach. I have a pile up in front of me. Hopefully it doesn't fall. I got this for Christmas from Amazon. Really cute stickers in it. And look, this is beach. And so I'm figuring that lady is in there. Let's see if we can find her. I'm figuring there'll be a page full of beachy type things. Where is she? There she is. I think she would look, well, I mean, it's on baseball stuff, so I don't know if she's supposed to be, you know, those old swim things that they show sometimes. That's what that reminds me of. So that's what I'm gonna use it for. but I want something behind her. What would I put behind her? Oh, I did bring I don't know. I did bring over a couple of labels. I just don't know if I have good colors because they're pretty bright. I don't know. And they have gold, which I don't think is great. And see, I have labels, but I'm trying not to use labels that are digital. So I have these, but they're very small. So I don't really see that that would work very well. You can always make a label from a piece of scrap paper and a marker. I have these, but I mean, it might not be terrible. I could do like part of one. That blue might work. Let's see. These are some, when I first started, these are some labels that I found somewhere when I first started doing this, and I haven't used very many, or maybe I've used more than I thought I used. I'm thinking about this blue color. Or, ooh, the yellow? No, the blue. I don't know. So I'm not going to stick it down, I hope, but I'm thinking if I did that, but I inked it down, so I got rid of some of the brightness. Okay, let me stick her here. And I'm going to run some vintage photo on it and see what happens, because it's that's really, really dark. And look, I just stuck it down on a paper towel, you guys. Brilliant, Stephanie. I mean, that dirtied it up, didn't it? I'm gonna get the sides, because I didn't like how bright it was. I don't know if I like how dark it is now. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna stick some glue on there because, you know, I stuck it down to a paper towel. So we might as well put a little glue just to make sure it sticks real good. I need to take it off of here. I might put the other part on this back side. I don't know where to put that. Hopefully she comes off okay. Yeah. I'm wondering if I can ink around the edge just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to be safe. It probably doesn't need it, but I wonder if there are any good words. Undone, I, God's gift. Adorned and adored. These came from Colleen. See, I do this every time. Get Art Designs, Get Art Creations, Get Art. I watch her all the time. Of course, she hasn't had any videos up in a little while, but for some reason, I keep on forgetting You know, when you watch somebody a lot, you just end up calling them by their name, and so then their channel name starts to escape you, and I definitely do not do that on purpose. Normally I would cut it and like stagger it, but I feel like they're too much the same size and it wouldn't look right. So maybe I'll just center it. I could put something behind it. Maybe. Trying to tear a tiny piece of paper. Nothing else on here is torn, so I don't know if that's quite gonna look right, but we'll see. I'm just gonna see. It might be perfect. Might be just exactly what we need. There we go. We'll do that. So we're gonna line it up. Hopefully I get it right back where I wanted it. As soon as I started my video, I thought, I'm thirsty. I don't have any water here on my desk right now. I usually do. Okay. So there's that. On the other side, I don't know. I don't know. Is there more? Is there something else fabulous in here? There was ocean type things, animals. What's here? Oh, there's a little beach scene there, but it's really small, so I don't know if that's good. Of course, I could use this since it's small with a tiny little beach scene. That might not be terrible. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to ink it again, but maybe not as heavily this time. Or maybe just as heavily. There, that's fine. Okay, the inside I am leaving. All right, where did it go? Here. Like that. Okay, do some gluing. When I got this sticker book, you know, I was going through looking on Amazon. My husband was like, you need to pick out some things that you want for Christmas. And I was like, fine. So I was looking through and I found this, and it wasn't as big as I was expecting it to be. I think it was somewhere around $10. But I mean, if you think about how much that would cost if you bought that many stickers, you know, at Hobby Lobby, even at 50% off, I guess it's probably pretty good. Adornment. He takes us from, I don't know, with string. Possession, remember, stylized, undone. Put a bow on it. So faithful, possession, remember. That one might just get that little bit. So then it hangs over the page. And of course it's, you know, decorated on the inside because it's a double-sided page. I'll probably put some string or something up coming out of here, but I don't know what yet. And then something could get tucked up underneath as well, if that's, who knows, I might do that. But there's one. Where's the other one that I was gonna do? I don't want to get my stuff all separate. Okay, that one goes there. Okay, what else? What else? I had another one. Oh, maybe we'll try and use stickers again. So this page here, I was thinking to do the same thing with this page. Okay, so let's see what we come up with. What a mess. What a mess. All right, so this one comes from a different paper pack and it tore out totally differently, like it actually tore. But that's fine. And let's make sure again that it is 6 inches. Yes. So we'll go ahead and cut it at 3. And this one has that on the back side. So, I mean, I feel it can be written on the inside. Come on, it's hooked on my knuckle. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and ink. I'm trying to think if I have anything exciting to talk about. My poor daughter, we took her to the dentist yesterday and she has 4 little things that have to be fixed. Normally she doesn't get cavities, but I guess she's either been, I don't know, things happen. Sometimes it's, I mean, well, for the most part it is, you know, your fault when it comes to your teeth, but sometimes things just happen. Like one of the things the doctor said, the dentist said, is that her teeth have really deep grooves, and so it's really easy for things to get stuck down in there and not be able to clean it out. So, you know, in those circumstances, he says there's hardly anything you can do about it. Anyway, so I've got to take her back next week. Maybe I'll go a little bit more I don't know, like a more narrow piece that's not exactly straight. I'm gonna have to whittle it away to nothing. Anyway, dentist, I don't know what I was saying, but I gotta take her back and get her teeth fixed. She felt really bad. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I mean, it's happened to all of us. One of the areas totally isn't her fault, though. I mean, maybe it's even my fault, because she had orthodontic wear. You know, she had an expander and stuff like that in her mouth very early on, and I guess I should have been more diligent about checking it, because she wasn't old enough to know when to say something wasn't right. And so what they do, if you have not ever gone through it, when you have an expander, they attach this device to a tooth on either side. They like cement it to the tooth, and then you expand the palette, and then you leave it. You leave it for a long time because that palette then fills in with whatever palettes are made out of. And one of them came loose after it had been, you know, in her mouth for a long time, and she didn't tell me. And I didn't think to ask how it was going. So it wasn't for a very long time, or maybe even a checkup. So stuff was getting up underneath the thing that would hold her device on. And, you know, so when she was all done, the enamel was all eaten away. And so how on earth are you supposed to prevent a cavity when there's no enamel preventing or protecting the tooth anymore? So that particular tooth has already gotten a filling, and it's about to get another one. So unfortunately, I have a feeling that tooth is going to end up being a crown before too long. Because it just can't handle anything. So that's a total bummer. I had such high hopes for my kids and their teeth just because of how bad mine were. And we didn't have access to dental care when I was growing up. It just was not part of the equation, we'll say. So my teeth are, I mean, they're fine. And now when I go to the dentist, they're like, hey, good job. I'm like, yeah, thanks. I lived through too much torture to want to do that anymore. But I've got lots of, we'll call it artificial stuff going on in my mouth. So I just did not want that for my kids, but having to have the orthodontic work done, you know, it's sometimes hard to avoid. We have, in our family, we have very small jaw, very large teeth. So things don't fit. And when things don't fit, that causes problems. So anyway, okay, so there's that. Hey, look, I was able to talk about something the entire time. Didn't even, you know, those are the kinds of things that cause me some panic. So I like the colors, and I figure this will do good to be able to break up all that yellow, but then there's a little bit of, you know, a mellowed out yellow on this. What can we put on it? I don't know. Let's look at our sticker book. So this has kind of what looks like, you know, grains, wheat, or whatever that might be. I'm sure it's not wheat, but I don't know what it is. So let's see if there's anything that might go along with that. Or even, you know, something kind of like this is for that. And then there's one for the other side, but the other side, that won't quite work because it's different on this side. This kind of is cool though, isn't it? The letters are cool. Oh, clown. A clown might go good. Some people really hate clowns. I don't care one way or the other. They don't do anything for me one way or the other. A flower, a yellow flower might be good because there's yellow. Or butterflies or fruit. Okay. Okay, so I don't like his angry face, but I do think this goes with that. Maybe just like that. Just a little bit. My cat wants in. I've got her locked out not locked out. The door's closed. She'll be fine. She is driving me crazy lately. She wants in, she wants out. She wants in, she wants out. There is something up here. Let me see. I'm going to look at the back of it. There are some little tickets. There's also this, which might be kind of fun on it. Maybe too big. Let's look at the tickets. It's big. It's theater. It's really big. I don't know. I brought these also. This might be kind of interesting on it. We'll do this. I'm going to ink it, and then I'm also going to take a pen and just like outline it. After I get it stuck down. That means I can't mess up. See if I can get it right in the center-ish. I'm just going to outline it, follow the curve, and all the way around. And I think on this one I've got some darker, whatever those clips are called. I've got some darker metal ones that I think will hold this one on. So that's kind of cute. Then on this side, orangutan, oh, an ostrich, I was thinking these, but I don't like it with the, is it too bright yellow? I don't know. I think it's too bright yellow. That's kind of fun. Maybe both of these. Yeah. So I was thinking when I got these that it was going to be hard to use them because I really like them, and you know, it's fun to flip through and see. It's like, ooh, look at all these pretty stickers I have, but what is the point of that, you know, if you don't use them? I'm going to use that, I think. I'm just going to have it coming off the side though, but not, I don't want to cut off too much. So we're just going to do a little bit of glue. And I know it's probably could go farther over, but that's okay. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what I want. I probably want my clock to be the right direction. I wonder what would it be like if I just folded it over. Kind of pointless. It's cut that off. There's not enough of it to show. But would it be enough over here? Does it make... No, it doesn't do anything for it. Okay. So let's ink that edge. And I got too much ink there. Now I need to do it all the way around. I'm wondering if this is too big. Yes, it is too big. Put that back on there. That one's cool. Also would be too big. Maybe the goggles. Why not? Why not? So the other things that I was going to do are a lot faster. What was I going to do? Well, one of them is, I'll put a little bit of glue. We're just going to sit them kind of to the side so it's not all lined up. So, all right, kind of cute. Get this out of the way. And then hang it over. And again, something can go underneath this. And the other clips, where are they? Here, I think. Well, I just saw them. I know I did. Okay. So there we go. Where does this go? Oh my goodness, such a mess. This goes over here. Now I've got things out of order again. Okay, but I know which, at least I know which set of signatures. Okay, so this, I am just going to, these are also double-sided. So we're just gonna cut these down and make them a tip in, add it, whatever you call them, you know, just add in some paper. And I'm not using this as my hinge because it's thicker and I didn't want it to maybe compromise this. So ink around it real quick so that it stands out a little bit on the page behind. And so whatever I'm doing on one set of signatures, I'm trying to do it to the other set of signatures somewhere, because none of them are the same. So I'm just having to add it somewhere. I'm going to use a different glue because this I can play with this one a little longer. It doesn't dry as quickly. I have a dentist appointment, I think next week. So, I don't know. Hopefully I don't need anything done. I'm trying to figure out what I need, where I need to put it. And again, you want this at the very, very edge or it's not going to hinge properly. It's going to hit the paper and not open and close properly. hinges are a good way to use up some of your scraps also, so that's a good thing. Okay, and I am going to put it down here. And so then something can be put behind this, and it should hold it in place no problem. I could also add a little tab so that opens, and it's very pale, but it does have, you know, it's a double-sided page. So there's that, a way you can use your 6x6 double-sided. Let's put that over there. And then I've got one to do in this one as well. So I'm going to add it. I was thinking I was going to add it, yeah, to this page. Okay, so let's cut that top part off. And then I need to see, I want this, so I'm going to do my trimming off of this side. So we'll go about there. See, now I have 2 strips. Perfect. You know, scraps, yay, scraps. The other side of this one is gingham, which I love. Gingham is fun. Okay. So I have another one. Here it is. So let's go ahead and add glue. I don't know how well I'm working on camera today. And so, I don't look at if people give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I love that YouTube made it so that that's not something you just see. Like, you see thumbs up, but you don't necessarily see a thumbs down. And I can see it if I want to, but I don't look. I don't look at any of the stuff that YouTube's like, look, this is what your channel is doing. I do not look. Things like that make me so stressed out. And so one of the things that I don't do on my videos is look at this, hey, great idea, blah, 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 because it's just setting myself up to get a thumbs down, because more people will look at those videos, right? They're like, oh, she has a great idea, let me see. And then they look and they're like, well, I don't think it's a great idea at all. And so I don't tend to do that. So this series that I'm doing, it made me very nervous to actually, you know, draw attention to it by saying, look, it's using scraps, because everybody likes to know a way to use up scraps. So I'm just waiting, you know, for the comments to, you know, turn on me or something, but I am not looking. So if you don't make videos, I'll tell you here in just a second. And I don't know how other people upload. If everybody uploads and, you know, what they see is the same thing as I see. I am not smart enough to know that kind of thing. But when you're looking at the computer screen and you go to make your video public, you know, you click on it and you do the things, you add whatever you're going to add, descriptions or tags or pictures or whatever you're going to add. So there's that. And then over at the side, it'll tell you percentages of likes or thumbs up or thumbs down. I will not allow my eyes to go in that direction. I do not allow it. There's a poll, like a poll is happening, but I do not let it happen. So I don't know. That doesn't mean that you're free to give me a thumbs down. because you don't think I'm going to see it. I don't want you to do that. I'm just saying I try my best not to look. I had a friend at one point when I was first starting it. I think I had somebody who just didn't like me because every video for a week or so was getting a thumbs down. And she was telling me, she's like, you got another thumbs down today? I'm like, I don't look. Stop telling me. Well, anyway. Okay, so the last thing, let me see how much time we have. 45. Oh my goodness. I have to give you one more idea. So we added something in those two. Let's look at this and see. So these pages here are kind of blues, pink, denim. Let's see if there's something that will, okay, there are blues. There are blues. I've already done something on that blue. Wait, let's look back here. And I've done something there. I could add something maybe here. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is pretty. It's got the green on the back, which, you know, whatever. I don't really care about the back. Let's see if there's something that I can layer on top. Or this could be, sometimes. I do like this, but I was thinking of using, I have this set of butterflies. I got these at Hobby Lobby. And I was thinking to use one. Think. I could use that as a background because, you know, they're butterflies. Do I have a piece cut that I want to use? No. So, maybe I'll do, put it in. I'm trying to think about a pocket and a double tag. So I need a piece of something that will go here. So let's make this a pocket. Yeah, I think I'll cut it here. If I go in between, nope, I'm going to go at the top. And then I'm going to fold it. As big fold. I don't want the other one to be as big. Again, it's hard to fold things and get a nice even fold, isn't it? Okay, don't need all of this, so I'm going to cut some of this off. And then I'm going to angle it. And ink it. And glue it. I am doing it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just doing it. And then if whatever I make doesn't really go, then I'll just switch it out. I don't know. We're just going to add a little glue down here at the bottom. Hold it for just a second. That glue dries really fast, so it should only take a second. So I'm thinking if I do a nice fat tag, create some more scraps for myself. I don't want, I mean, I'm fine with it being what's on the back. I just don't want that on the front. Okay, so let's build this. So that goes in like that, and I like those colors. I think they look good with this page also. The back of this is very plain, so I don't want it to be that. I really like this with it, but I mean, I'm really not wanting to add a bunch of pink. Maybe this. Not, or maybe the yellow. The yellow's not terrible. I'm just going to do one of these with you guys because, you know, you get the gist, but I'm going to use yellow. So we're going to make it so that it kind of, you know, like swivels on it. And we'll maybe go around here and then maybe around here. I don't know. Let's see. My cat's at the door. She says, "Let me in." So yeah, my cat lately, oh my goodness, you guys. I totally ignored her all day the other day. If she hears you, I'm not kidding you, you could let her out the door and in 1 minute, she'll just, you know, be at the back door. 1 minute, she's at the door pawing because she wants to come in. And so you think, oh, maybe it's cold and she doesn't want to be out there. So you let her back in and say you walk down the hall and then you come back to the kitchen. She will go straight to the door. You let her out, let her in, and then let her out again, all within the time period of about 3 minutes. I am not exaggerating. And she meows and she fusses and runs and tries to get in front of you. It drives me crazy. We keep on saying she's getting senile. I don't know if she really is or not, but... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and ink the backside. Boy, it's a good thing that's not really what we're going to be seeing, huh? And then, you know, these 6x6, they're nice for a tag or something because they're heavy paper. So that works nicely. Whoops. Okay. And then I'm going to use, I have these, they're pretty old. It's really cool. I found these at a yard sale. And these old brads, and then they come with the little washer. And so, I mean, I'm not exactly sure if this is meant to go like this or if it's meant to go on the back side, but I think I'm going to put it in both places. And I want to see which size hole I want to give it because I don't want it to be really loose, but okay. So I'm going to use the crocodile hole, the smaller crocodile hole. And I think that it'll be loose so that, oh, I should have gone a little lower. Oh no, that's fine. So if I put one in the front and in the back, it'll be kind of, you know, cute on both sides. Kind of fun, huh? I need to squish that down real good. So then it, you know, spins. Unfortunately, this will probably spin too. I could probably use some certain kind of glue. I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, so I was thinking, I know something just went down in there. So I was thinking it could either go like that, which is kind of fun, or like that with one of these cute butterflies. So I like this one. Let's see. Open it. These are pretty thick butterflies. Oh, they're foamy. It might be cute if I used another one of those, one of these to sit it on. I don't think this is something that, recollections, this is something forever ago that they had. They don't have this kind of stuff anymore. So they came in different shapes. There's a tag. I mean, yeah. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if it'll look good or not, so I think what I'm going to do is just kind of hold it. That'll be good, I think. Just kind of give it something to sit on. Okay, I'm going to turn that upside down. I'm going to ink this. Is it straight? I think it is. So I will go ahead and make another one of these when I turn the camera off to put in the other set of signatures, but I won't make you watch again. So yeah, they're foamy. I might put something down there, I don't know, but I'm gonna put a little glue just because. So yeah, if you get these, they're definitely thick. Can't go down inside the pocket, that's for sure. I meant to outline this before sticking that down. And you could do a double outline, because sometimes they have two lines. There. Could be like that. I'm going to leave it like that just for fun, I think. Okay, so I will make another one of those when I get off here. Okay, you guys, thanks for sticking it out with me again, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.